The roller coaster of Week 2 isn't just thrilling. It's loaded with bold insights that could redefine your fantasy football strategy. After a Monday night doubleheader, we've wrapped up Week 2, providing fantasy managers with an abundance of data to analyze as we head into the third week. Here are the 10 critical takeaways you need to know as you navigate the upcoming matchups. 1. Rookie running backs facing challenges. The rookie running back class of 2025 was initially celebrated as one of the strongest groups in recent memory, producing 2 first-round selections and a wealth of talent beyond that. However, fantasy managers have been left disappointed as they have underperformed drastically. Each of these rookie running backs appears to have concerns regarding their workloads. For instance, Ashton Genty was on the field for only 38% of the routes during Monday's game and lost crucial 2-minute drill opportunities to teammate Dylan Laub. Meanwhile, Omarion Hampton had a nearly equal share of carries, 8, and targets, 2, split with Najee Harris. RJ Harvey and Tre'Veyon Henderson are also stuck in committees, facing competition from unexpected third-string running backs. Tyler Beatty, for example, has garnered 8 targets for the Broncos, more than the combined targets of both Harvey and J.K. Dobbins. While Ramondre Stevenson's target count matches that of Henderson, Antonio Gibson, who was more involved in Week 2, received only 6 carries compared to Henderson's 8. After a limited debut in Week 1, Quinshon Judkins is only getting workload suitable for 2-down work, which may not provide much value on a struggling Browns team. This serves as a crucial reminder for fantasy managers. When crafting your roster, it's important to remember that drafting isn't just about picking players. It's about building a well-rounded team. Having a dependable veteran, like Stevenson, could help mentor these rookies as the season progresses. On a brighter note, Alec Iamona and Troy Franklin are climbing up their depth charts, both scoring touchdowns in Week 2. They stand out as strong candidates for your Week 3 waiver claims. 2. The Lions bounce back. In my previous analysis, I noted how the Lions were struggling to find their rhythm without key personnel, such as offensive coordinator Ben Johnson and several starters on the offensive line. After a rough start against the Packers in Week 1, where they were soundly beaten, the Lions found their groove against the Bears, dropping an impressive 52 points. The most significant improvement was visible in their offensive line. Jared Goff faced pressure on 37% of his dropbacks in the opener, but that number plummeted to just 14% in Week 2, one of the league's most favorable marks. While his yards per attempt, YPA, from a clean pocket in 2024 stood at an impressive 9.3 with 30 touchdown passes, his YPA has dipped to 7.6 after 2 weeks. Nevertheless, he remains productive, throwing 6 touchdowns, 5 of which came in the latest outing. Although the Lions might encounter tougher matchups this year, they still possess the capability to deliver heavy defeats to weaker teams. 3. Adjustments yield similar results. Both CJ Stroud and Caleb Williams faced significant hurdles in their rookie seasons last year. For Stroud, the challenge stemmed from his performance under pressure, where he endured a pressure rate of 38%, ranking him 10th in the league. That pressure translated into sacks at a 12th ranked rate, creating substantial strain on his team's offense. Unfortunately, Stroud's performance under duress hasn't improved much this season. His pressure statistics have seen minimal upward shifts, with Pro Football Focus ranking him as the 26th passer under pressure. Williams too had his struggles, being a frequent target for sacks, coupled with a concerning trend of inaccurate throws. He earned a 54.3% accuracy rating last year, placing him among the lower echelons of qualifying quarterbacks. This season, his accuracy has dropped to an alarming 47.6%, ranking him 33rd out of 34 eligible quarterbacks. Recognizing that coaching and overall game situations play pivotal roles for quarterbacks is crucial. Yet, many traits develop over years and can be challenging to alter, if they ever change at all. 4. JJ McCarthy's injury paves the way for Carson Wentz. An ankle injury sidelined JJ McCarthy during Week 2, potentially keeping him off the field for up to a month. This unfortunate event might lead to 4 appearances from Carson Wentz, which, while unappealing to some, could actually benefit the Vikings pass catchers. McCarthy's performance ratings left much to be desired, as he ranked at the bottom of the pack in expected points added (EPA) per play, and was nearly last in completion percentage over expected. Wentz, who has had experience with both the Chiefs and Rams over the past couple of seasons, has its own struggles, but at least brings a seasoned approach to the Vikings offense. With McCarthy under center, the team has embraced a conservative offensive strategy, marked by a decrease in passing attempts compared to the previous seasons. This conservative play calling could see a shift with Wentz taking snaps. 5. Drake Maye shows promise. Don't overlook Drake Maye, quarterback for the Patriots, as he's making impressive strides in his second year. Currently, he stands at 8th among eligible quarterbacks in essential statistics. Pro Football Focus passing grade 78.4. Pro Football Focus accuracy rate 67.2%. Expected points added per play 0.241. Completion percentage over expected 6.3%. While this progression is encouraging, Maye's impact is hampered by the absence of a reliable number 1 wide receiver. Kayshon Boutte was expected to fill that role, showcasing a respectable 19% target rate and an 83% route rate in Week 1. However, with his routes decreasing in Week 2, his target share dropped significantly to just 1, despite finding the end zone. For fantasy enthusiasts, the hope remains that the Patriots will eventually create a consistent role for either Stephon Diggs or rookie Kyle Williams, which could lead to significant breakout potential in the latter half of the season. 6. The Dolphins regain their momentum. After an uninspiring performance in Week 1, the Dolphins displayed improvement in their matchup against the Patriots in Week 2. Tua Tagovailoa revitalized his game, attaining the second-best rank in completion percentage over expected, while standing 11th in expected points added per play. Notably, Tua showed marked improvement on deep and intermediate throws, improving his statistics dramatically from the previous week. In Week 2, he succeeded on 6 of 9 attempts for 139 yards, and registered 1 touchdown and 1 interception on passes over 10 yards. More importantly, teammates Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle were each targeted 3 times on deep throws of 20 yards or more, successfully completing 2 of those deep connections. This contrast with their Week 1 performances, where Hill managed only 1 deep reception and Waddle had none, demonstrates a much-needed adjustment to leverage their star wideouts effectively. To revitalize both Tua's performance and Mike McDaniel's coaching, the Dolphins must continue to prioritize getting their elite receiving duo in favorable positions downfield. 7. Chris Olave is ready for a breakout season. This year, Chris Olave, the former Buckeyes standout and first-round pick, is primed for a significant breakout. As always, he excels at accumulating targets, currently ranking 3rd league-wide with 23 targets through 2 games. He also holds a top 10 position in metrics such as air yards and end zone targets. According to Pro Football Focus and RotoViz, Olave is frequently listed among the top 6 receivers in terms of expected fantasy points. However, the narrative shifts when examining actual fantasy points scored, where he's earned a ranking in the bottom tier. Much of this underperformance can be attributed to the quarterback throwing to him, Spencer Rattler, who has had his share of challenges in maximizing Olave's target volume into tangible fantasy points. Despite this, Rattler isn't failing spectacularly this season. He's currently 24th in expected points added, 20th in completion percentage over expected, and holding an 11th place in Pro Football Focus passing grades. For fantasy managers eager to improve their lineups, Olave is a fantastic buy low opportunity. 8. Mahomes' return is surprising. Even though Patrick Mahomes is back in the headlines, it's not for reasons many might assume. The Chiefs are struggling offensively, currently ranking 14th in EPA per dropback and 27th in EPA per rush attempt. They haven't surpassed 30 points in a regular season game over the last 2 years, an unfavorable statistic as every other league team has managed to do so recently. However, this may hold little relevance for fantasy managers who secured Mahomes in their drafts. In an interesting twist, Mahomes is notching impressive rushing stats, a surprising facet of his game. He's recorded 3 regular season games with at least 50 rushing yards and a touchdown, and 2 of those occasions occurred in the first 2 weeks of the current season, leading the league with 13 scrambles. He has notably taken 9 carries on non-pressure dropbacks, showcasing his ability to compensate for the team's offensive struggles through increased rushing output. 9. Jaguars receivers in a dilemma. Upon revisiting the fantasy points over expectation statistics, it's worth noting that no receiver has left as many points unclaimed as Brian Thomas Jr., with only 5 catches totaling 60 yards on a staggering 19 targets. He represents a paradox of opportunity versus output. Travis Hunter is not in a better situation, with a lackluster 55 yards accrued from 14 targets. The Jaguars boast a 4th place ranking in expected points added when a running back is targeted, along with being one of only 3 teams with multiple receiving touchdowns from their backfield. On the contrary, they sit at an unfortunate 29th position when it comes to passing efficiency directed at wide receivers, marked by PFF attributing a total of 9 drops to their pass-catching crew, the highest rate in the league. Reports indicate that Thomas may be dealing with a wrist injury, which could help explain his subpar performance in Week 2. Meanwhile, Hunter hasn't emerged as a game-changer either, giving the Jaguars' chances of success a bleak outlook if these issues are not resolved promptly. Cam Skattebo's time to shine. Following a less-than-stellar performance in Week 1, Tyrone Tracy Jr. openly criticised the coaching staff's choices during crucial moments. Tracy didn't mince words, stating, "I'm required to follow play calls, but everyone knows we should have run the ball on the 1-yard line." His sentiments echoed those of many on the offensive side. The Giants made the decision to start Devin Singletary over him, who initially received the first carry before relinquishing the role to rookie Cam Skattebo. Singletary didn't see another opportunity to carry the ball after that. Consequently, Skattebo seized the moment, recording a respectable 51% snap share and participating in 42% of the team's dropbacks. He converted his 11 carries into 45 yards and found the end zone, showcasing his ability to break tackles, forcing 3 missed tackles compared to Tracy's single attempt, and achieving the Giants' only carry exceeding 15 yards. Keep an eye on Skattebo. He may soon eclipse Tracy and solidify his place within the rotation. As we wrap up these takeaways, it's crucial to stay on the pulse of these evolving narratives. What are your thoughts on these insights? Which players are you ready to eliminate or acquire for the upcoming week? Engage in the comments below with your opinions and strategies.